welcome to Marita Inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time to watch my videos, welcome so much. This is the place where we inspire, we share, and we encourage each other. Thank you so much. Just take a second and like my videos, subscribe, and share with friends. Today, we are going to talk about change of perception. What is perception? What comes into your mind when you hear that life is hard? What comes into your mind when you hear that marriages don't work? What comes into your mind when you hear that giving birth out of wedlock, that means you are a failure? Kindly watch the video to the end for us to get the meaning. Perception refers to the meaning you give to the information in your senses. The information that you get, how do you perceive it? How do you see things? How do you give meaning? How do you give value to the information that you get? How do you give the understanding of the information that you get? Information will come, more information will come to you. So it's upon you to give meaning to that information. That refers to perception. There is positive and negative perception. There are those people who are always negative, and for them they perceive things negatively. There are those who are optimistic, and for them they perceive things positively. So perception just refers to how you see things, how do you understand the things, the information that you get. Somebody can tell you, like, maybe you've wronged somebody and he or she is angry, and he or she tells you that, are you mad? That is a question. But people can perceive it differently. There's that person who will get angry faster. He or she will just see that person has maybe accused him, he's mad. But that those people, if you know who you are, you believe that you are not mad, you just know that it's a question. So it's upon you to choose either if you are mad or you are not mad. So how do you perceive things in life? How do you perceive things that comes into your life? How do you perceive life? How do you perceive things that are happening in your life? In life, we just need to have faith. We need to have hope that despite the challenges that we are going through, despite everything that is coming in our way, one day things will become better. Yes, it's worse today, but one day we'll celebrate. Remember that things that happen, in life is a process, that every day we are learning, every day we are knowing new things, every day, things come. And that means that challenges also come each and every day that we meet. So it means that we are supposed to be positive. We are supposed to have faith. We are supposed to have hope that things will work out well. And hope gives us the strength. It gives us the strength to keep striving, to keep going despite every challenge that we face, to keep knowing that one day we'll reach to our goals. Remember, you've got goals to achieve. You've got a future. So the moment you give up on the way, you can't fulfill your goals. So that means that you're supposed to perceive positively in everything that we do. The information that you get, you're supposed to perceive it positively. For example, when you write 9 or 6, there are those people who will see 9 as 6. There are those people who will see 6 as 9, depending on how you will turn the paper, either upside down or just putting it in front of you. So people perceive differently. For example, there are those people who just believe that life is hard. Yes, life is hard. Even if you ask the rich people, they'll tell you life is hard. But the difference between the rich and the poor, the rich understand that life is hard, and they're supposed to make it easier for them to be okay where they are. And every time they strive to make life easier for them, every time they try to do things differently, they try to work extraordinary for them to make life easier to them. But for the poor, they just believe that life is hard, and that remains like that. They are okay at their comfort zone, and they believe that life is hard. How do you perceive things? We are supposed to change our perception. We are supposed to be optimistic in everything that we do for us to achieve our goals. What comes in your mind when you hear that, like giving birth out of wedlock is wrong, and getting a husband will not be that easy? There are those who believe that the moment you give birth out of wedlock, you can't get married. But to some, it has worked. They have gotten married. They're okay. They're happy in their relationships. So it's upon you what comes into your mind. Perception starts from your mind. Before you make a decision, you already made it into your mind. It's upon you just to speak it out. So the moment you believe that if I give birth out of wedlock, I can't do it, And that means that if you've already given birth out of wedlock, you just see yourself as a failure. You just see yourself that you can't reach your goals. You just see yourself that you can't get married and get your own kids in your own family. That means that it has already come to an end of your dreams. But if you perceive it differently, getting a child out of wedlock will not hinder you from achieving your dreams. You'll still continue striving hard. You'll know that was an obstacle that just came on the way, and it can't hinder me to achieve my dreams. What comes into your mind when you hear that, there's no jobs, and if you want to get a job, you're supposed to have a connection? Seriously? But those who believe that without connection they can't get a job. But there are those who believe that because they've tried so hard, because God is in their way, they'll get a job if it was God's will to get a job. And there are those who make, yes, people say that they know jobs, but they try to make for themselves their job, their own job. They try to make opportunities for themselves. This means that for them, they perceive things differently. Yes, there are no job opportunities, but they believe that, but they believe that they can create their own job opportunities. They can still employ people. They can still get their money. They can still do anything that they want despite not getting a job. So how do you perceive things? Please be optimistic. Try to give meaning to the information that you get. For example, what comes into your mind when you hear, that in some societies, that those families that people just perceive, they believe that they're failures. They believe that those families are cursed. So imagine it's your family. People in the society, they just know that in your family, they're failures. And even ladies or men that have been restricted not to marry from your family or not to get married from your family, just because you are preferred as outcasts. How do you believe that information? You also come from the same family. Will you put it into your mind that you've been called outcast? We've been called we are cast? We've been called like we are failures? No, it's upon you to change the information. Use the information that you've received to take it into advantage of yourself. Take it as an advantage. Let that information push you. Let that information give you the hope to keep going so that you'll prove them wrong. In this life, every person is facing his or her own challenges. And there are those people who just want to bring you down. But the moment they give you the information and you believe in it, that it's the start of your downfall. So it's upon you to use that information for your own gain, for your own advantage, for you to keep striving hard, for you to keep moving, for you to reach your goals. How do you perceive things? For example, today you received a letter that you've been fired. You've been doing your work well. You've been trying so hard to meet the objectives of the firm or the organization, but you just sit in the office in the morning. You get a letter that you've been fired. What will come in your mind first? Yes, you'll feel bad. You'll start thinking of your family. You'll start thinking of the things that you're supposed to do. Maybe you are the breadwinner in your family. Many things will come into your mind. But at the end, how will you use that information? I just want to tell you that let's think positively. Yes, it will be hard. It's really hard, You've been fired. You don't know where to start from. But you might just think that maybe God had got a purpose for that, Maybe you've been in that organization for so long. You've been at your comfort zone. There's no improvement. The salary is the same. There's no change of figures, Things are just the same. But God wants you to learn something new. God wants you to meet different people in different organizations. God wants you to think out of your box. Don't just relax that I have a job and this is the best job for me. No, it's a process. Life is a process, and you need to. Every day you're supposed to grow. Even yes, it may take time, but you're supposed to grow. Maybe God wants to open new dimensions for you. You'll get a job somewhere else and you'll be promoted. God wants you to grow, to develop in different areas. So take it positively. At first, it may be hard, but the moment you realize on the way that really God wants something good for you. That those who at first thought that life is over, I've been fired, I'm just nothing, they accepted. But if you look at their lives now, maybe they've created their own job opportunities. Maybe they've been employed in different organizations to higher levels. They thank God for getting fired in that office. So, what about you? Do you take everything negatively? The moment you receive bad news, negative information, do you take negatively, or you change it into positive things? You use it to your advantage. You use it to make you to grow by yourself. Please change your perception. This is the only way that will make us reach to our goals. This is the only thing that gives us hope to keep moving, to keep going. You just believe that God is going to make a way where it seems to be no way. God is going to make it out. So please have faith, have hope, be positive. Change how you see things. See things in a different dimension. See things in a way that it will be of use to you. There are those people who believe that things can't work out. There are those people who believe that men are not good. There are those people who believe that women are not good. There are those people who believe that things just can't work out in your life. It depends with the background. There are those factors that lead to people to perceive things differently. Maybe because of your personal growth or development, maybe because of your background, or maybe because of the circumstances that you face in your childhood, when you're growing up. So these are the things that hinder us from perceiving things positively. But I just want to tell you, despite the challenges that you face, despite the background that you are raised in, despite your growth, your personal, your emotions, please let's be positive. And through this, we'll achieve our dreams. Through this, we'll reach to higher levels. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this video was of help to you. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed to my videos, kindly subscribe and like my videos. Let's meet in the next video. Bye.